Morning. It's Wednesday, October 25th. And as far as I know, the Speaker of the House hasn't been confirmed yet. And so this wonderful country of ours continues in this gigantic mess. And it's very important that we have a Speaker of the House, because without the Speaker of the House, nothing is going to get done. And we have a ton of things to get done. And the money's liable to run out in about 2 weeks. And we're not going to have anybody capable of running a vote to get the money. So why? Why is this situation so dire and continues to be so dire? Why can't we get together, the Republicans and the Democrats, and solve this issue? But I really don't think it's the Democrats' problem as much as it is the Republicans, because they're the one with the majority in the House. And they're the one that's supposed to be able to pick a speaker. But they can't, because they are a divided, terribly divided political organization right now. They have a group of extremists that just refuse to come together. They don't want to bend over anything. So we don't have a Speaker of the House. And they keep going on and having meetings and casting many secret ballots before heading to the House floor. So what's going on in the background? They can't convince each other who's the right guy and who's going to get something done for this country. And there are names that are cropping up that I never heard of. And the guy that's supposedly leading the pack right now is Representative Tom Emmer, who serves as the majority whip and is considered the front runner for the race. He's from Minnesota. Doesn't matter where he's from. He could be from anywhere. Let's get the guy in there. Now, he's an interesting character because he was one of the few Republicans that certified the 2020 election. He was on Biden's side when the rest of the Republicans were carrying on and trying to put this country to shame. And when the ex-president Donald Trump was begging Mike Pence not to go ahead and certify the election, this Republican, Tom Emmer, he was on the side of justice. He was on the side of Biden. He was on the side of the Democrats that they had won the election. Now, how many other Republicans do you know of that were like that? There probably were many, but they were afraid to admit it. And how many of them acted like Jim Jordan and staunchly defended President Trump and agreed with the fraud that this country went through 60 times. The jokers, Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani, brought cases to the courts, and they were all thrown out, except one. So we have a man here who could be the Speaker of the House. But the fact that he was in favor of the election in 2020 might not be good enough for these people. And of course, we still have Trump hanging out. Until he's convicted, he is still leading by a lot in the Republican cycle for president. So this country's a mess. And this group, 435 clowns, can't get their act together. And if they can't get their act together, this country's going nowhere. We don't have the money to spend. We can't spend. We can't do anything. And meanwhile, there are 8 Republicans who are in this race to become the Speaker. And then in the article I read, I don't think they mentioned all the names. I'll have to go back and look at that and see who these 8 candidates are. But it's quite clear this is a job that's important. This is a very important job. I didn't realize how important the Speaker of the House is. But he's a very important guy. So why can't the Republicans come together and agree on a person? Are we so split that we can't compromise anymore? Is compromise the dirtiest word in the English language these days? How are they going to pick a new speaker if they can't compromise? We're going to go down the toilet with this group of people in Congress. So they keep having these secret ballots, and nothing's happening. Nothing is happening here. And Jim Jordan, he's out of the race. They pushed him out of the race, and that was a good thing, because you can't have a guy like him who's one-sided and rock hard and carries on like a lunatic, like the old wrestling coach that he was. And he's, we're lucky he got pushed out. So this is where we stand right now. The pressure is on the Republicans to get this job done. And so what they have is multiple candidates in the running. And the members of Congress, the Republican members of Congress at least, they're going to cast a successive series of secret ballots. And the candidate who gets the fewest votes in each of these ballots will be dropped from the running. And the winning candidate will need a majority of the conference behind him or her. Right? I didn't see any woman's name in this category of Speaker of the House. Now, that might be something they should consider. Why can't a woman be Speaker of the House? That sounds like discrimination to me. Then, anyhow, winning a majority of the conference is a lower bar to clear than what's needed to win the gavel on the floor. That requires a majority of the full House, including the Democrats. So given the intense divisions within the conference and the GOP's narrow majority, whoever emerges as the nominee will face a very tough vote to get the job. But meanwhile, Emma, who's the majority whip right now, is considered the front runner. And McCarthy is backing Emma. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If the former guy who was kicked out is backing the current leader, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. But Emma, who, as I said before, certified the 2020 election, he's going to face an uphill battle because allies of former President Trump have been critical of his candidacy. Probably because he admitted that Biden won the election. So it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, the situation we have put ourselves in here. And I found a list of the other candidates. It's Hearn of Oklahoma, Johnson of Louisiana, Donalds of Florida, Scott of Georgia, Palmer of Alabama, Bergman of Michigan, and Sessions of Texas. A bunch of unknowns in my mind, but I guess they're popular in the states that they came from. So who knows where this is going to end up. I'll try to keep you informed, and I will be biased in my ranking also. There's no question about that. So I leave you with that this morning. A pile of shit that has to be shoveled out of the way before we can get ourselves back to work. Take care. Have a great day. See you in the morning. Bye.